Hey everyone, happy Tuesday. It's Joe and it's time for Pocket with Joe. Firstly, on Sports Grid, I'm going to excuse my voice today, you guys. I was at the Heritage Classic on Sunday. I'd been fighting a cold before and I woohooed way too much. So I have basically lost my voice. It's getting better today. Anyone who heard me last night on Sports Rage probably got a good laugh, but it is getting better. And the more I talk, the better it's going to sound. So don't go anywhere. But we do have two games on deck that we need to talk about on the ice today. And I want to give a shout out to all of you watching, no matter whereabouts you guys are. Shout out to Matt and Ben. I can see your comments coming in. And a shout out to everyone here on IG. So if you're watching on IG and want to go back and watch one of these games, you can go over to Sports Grid TV on Twitter, and the show is saved over there. So, you guys, let's jump right into it so you don't have to listen to this voice too much today. I can't believe how fun the Heritage Classic was. Calgary not able to get the win, but we did have an exciting game and we did cash on those both teams to score in that first period, although Calgary made it a little hairy. They just weren't shooting in that game. Today, two games on the ice. We've got the LA Kings taking on the Toronto Maple Leafs. Now, all odds are over from FanDuel. The LA Kings coming in at plus 126, minus 152 here for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Total of 6.5, and it is juiced to that over at minus 130 to the over 6.5. If you like Toronto on that puck line, laying 1.5, it's at plus 152. I wouldn't take the Kings on the puck line plus 1.5 because it is too highly juiced at minus 184. But if you think they can win this, you could look at that reverse puck line. I do think they can win this game. I'm not sure I'd take the reverse puck line here because Toronto is at home. Now, the reason I'm looking at the Kings in this one, I just love their ability to get those high danger shots, leading the league in the high danger shots. But that being said, right behind them is the Toronto Maple Leafs, and the Toronto Maple Leafs at home. This is the point in the season where I'm really going to start considering those road trips and the return from the road trips and how these teams perform once coming home. I think this is going to be a struggle. We have seen a Toronto on the road since the middle of October here. So this is their first game since then. And they're welcoming in the LA Kings. This is a hard team here off that loss to the Vegas Golden Knights that they played a really tight. That one went all the way to a shootout, and they lost that one in the shootout 4-3. I think they have the opportunity here, and we're getting that value again. Plus 126 here for the LA Kings to be able to get the win. This line has moved a little bit. It was plus 132 earlier in the day, just a couple of hours ago. So hopefully we can see the Kings just excel in this one. They've been so phenomenally strong on the road, 3-0 on the road so far this season. Now, I do expect the goals to come in this game. Now, Joseph Woll has been strong, and he's expected in goal for the Toronto Maple Leafs, with the LA Kings averaging 33 shots on goal and the Toronto Maple Leafs allowing 29.5. Even though I think the Kings are going to win this and it's going to be a high scoring one, I still like Wall to go over his save shots on goals. I'm playing a little bit of both sides in this one, and who doesn't love to do that? Joseph Wall has just been way too hot to not look at those save shots on goal, coming in at 27.5 at minus 122 to the over. When we look at his goals against average, is a goals against average of 1.33 and a save percentage of 0.961. So big play on Wall here, big play still on the LA Kings to be able to get the win. And if I'm going to look at a side here, it has to be over that total. Both these teams, like I said, those high danger shots coming in. LA Kings averaging 4.38 goals per game and 33 shots on goal. I expect at least 37 shots in this game. The Toronto Maple Leafs averaging 3.5 goals per game, 33.6 shots on goal. They've got a strong power play here, and they will come out and be able to convert if the Kings go in the box. They're averaging 4.33 goals per game at home this season. So give me a high-scoring game, you guys, for sure. Rocco here. Looking at Trevor Moore for the goal at plus 340. I do like that. That's a great way to go. So, you guys, again, anyone joining now, sorry about my voice. This is what happens when you are woohooing at a game and you had a cold prior to that. Now, you can look at both teams to score in the first period. I do think this is something that comes in this game that's coming in at plus 148. I do expect these goalies to be hit quick and fast in this game. So I love the value on that. You can't take the over 1.5 in the first period because it's way too highly juiced, but I do like the Kings straight up as the best bet and Joseph Wall for his save shots on goal. Next game on the board. And then if you're looking at anyone else, Kempe here for the LA Kings, you can look at him for the anytime goal. Definitely a solid way to go. William Nylander has 12 points, 6 goals, 6 assists. So he's always someone to circle for the Toronto Maple Leafs for that goal. Austin Matthews, 7 goals, and John Tavares, 7 assists. So between all of those players, looking at any of them for their points, if you can get their points, I'm finding on FanDuel those points are not being offered, and if they are being offered, they're so highly juiced. Looking at the shots and go on goal in this game would definitely be another one that I would be looking at for all of these players. I love the Canucks puck line. I am so glad someone is coming in right before I started this. Canucks puck line is -1.5 at +158. I am rolling with that one, Dan, and I love that you called it out before I said it here. It is just the absolute way I want to go in this one. Let's look at those lines first. Nashville Predators +126, Vancouver Canucks -152. You guys know that's too juiced on the money line. -1.5 on that puck line for the Vancouver Canucks at +158. Total of 6.5 juiced to the under at -128 to the under. And I think that's because people don't expect the Nashville Predators to get enough goals on the board for this one to go over that total. We know this team has been struggling in bunches with scoring a lot of goals. Now, if you like the Predators on that puck line, it's too highly juiced, but the +1.5 is -192. Again, all odds over at FanDuel. I look at the Nashville Predators, and this team has been inconsistent offensively. They're only averaging 2.88 goals per game and 31.1 shots on goal. Saros isn't expected tonight, like again is expected in this goal. This puck line bet here for the Vancouver Canucks relies on the fact that Saros isn't in goal. He was absolutely hot in the last game out with that win over Toronto for the Nashville Predators, 3-2 win, and it was all because of Saros. So if Saros is in, I would be looking at Vancouver just to win in 60. Without Saros in, I like Vancouver to win on that puck line, laying the 1.5 at +158. So much value. I'm also going to look at Demko here. Demko has been absolutely phenomenal for the Vancouver Canucks. Looking at Demko, 3-2 on the season with a 1.91 goals against average, a save percentage of 0.936. I expect him to stand on his head here. So there's a couple way to look at this because these two teams have already played so far this season. It was just under or just over a week ago. There wasn't enough shots on goal for either goalie to go over their saved shots on goal prop. So looking at the Nashville Predators in the last game out, we only saw them get 18 shots on Demko in that one, and we saw the Vancouver Canucks come away with 24 shots. I do expect this one for these teams to come out harder and faster offensively and to fire more. If you believe, like I do, that the Predators will get enough shots on goal, and this is what it's coming down to, will the Predators get over 30 shots on Demko in this one? I expect it. Now, Demko's save shots on goal number coming in at 26.5. And like I said, a little risky here because we know these defenses really did stand tall in the last game, and neither team was able to get enough shots on goal for the goalie props to hit. I do think in this one, though, I will take Demko over the 26.5. I expect this game, while the last game went under that total, to be a faster game out there. We've seen the Vancouver Canucks just playing such strong hockey, and I like what we've seen out of them at home. Demko has been fantastic in net, and then we look at Quinn Hughes. He's been absolutely phenomenal out there for this team, and so has Elias Pettersson. So looking at both of these players, expecting both of these players to be able to get some points on the board, hopefully a goal out of both of them, and this game to go over that total of 6.5. That's coming in at +104. The 6.5 is because I do think the Vancouver Canucks can come out here and get the goals for us. The over 3.5 for the Vancouver Canucks is probably my favorite if you're going to bet a total and bet one of these teams. The over 3.5 goals for the Vancouver Canucks at +104. Both of these teams have a really solid power plays, but their kills aren't too great. So I expect that conversion on the power plays to come out of these teams. And we know these teams can get scrappy out there on the ice and do spend their share of time in that penalty box. So in this game, one more time, give me Demko over 26.5 save shots on goal. Again, kind of scary here with the Predators' inability in the last game with only 18 shots, but I expect more out of them. The Vancouver Canucks puck line laying 1.5 at plus 104. And I lean to the over 6.5, but prefer Vancouver over 3.5 goals at plus 104. Guys, that is everything. I am sorry you guys missed me yesterday. If you think my voice sounds bad today, you should have heard it yesterday. It was absolutely awful, and it's sounding awful again here. But let's get this puck line win with Vancouver. Let's get that plus money. I'm all over these games today. Can hardly wait. Hopefully, you caught Carter Hart save shots on goal last night on game time decisions because we made money there, and I needed it because that football game just did not go the way I wanted. But we'll be back tomorrow. We've got, I think, 4 or 5 games on deck tomorrow. My Calgary Flames back in action versus the Dallas Stars. That should be, this could be a brutal game. My mom and all my friends are going to that game tomorrow. I'm supposed to go, but you guys can hear my voice. I think I need a night in. You guys, all the best in all your bets. Make sure you go check out SportsGrid TV on all social media apps out there. I am live every Saturday night from 8 to midnight. I'm also guesting all over the place. So make sure you stay tuned. Download the app. You can follow all your favorite hosts over there. You can actually watch the shows and listen into the shows on that app as well. It's completely free and it gives you all the latest information and lots of great prop bets over there too. So you guys, all the best and all your bets. Let's make some freaking money. I'll talk to you later.